Once upon a time, there was a very colorful and cheerful bedroom. In the corner of the room, there lived a magical blue drawer. Inside the drawer lived two very special and adorable socks. One sock was named Brillantina. She was very clean and shiny. She had blue stripes and smelled like wildflowers. The other sock was her dear little brother. His name was Stinky Sock. Stinky Sock was very dirty. He had turned a little green, and he had a very strong smell, a very stinky smell. It was the kind of smell that made everyone stay far away. Stinky Sock was very sad. He hid in the dark back corner of the drawer. He didn't want to play with the other feet today. "Why are you so sad?" asked Brillantina. "I'm too dirty and too smelly," said Stinky Sock. "Nobody wants to come near me like this," he cried. Brillantina gave a happy little bounce and smiled brightly. "I'm going to help you, my best little brother. We're going on a trip to the great magical laundry room." Stinky Sock trembled just a little. "Is the magical laundry room far away?" he asked. "Is it dangerous?" "Don't worry," said Brillantina bravely. "I know the whole way." They jumped right out of the blue drawer and landed on the shiny wooden floor. The floor was smooth and sparkly like a clean mirror. "One step, two steps, here we go," they sang together. Then suddenly, they saw the big, snoring monster. It was huge, it was black, and it had a long tube like a trunk. It made a very loud noise. Vroom, broom. It was the vacuum cleaner. "Run behind the chair," shouted brave Brillantina. The two socks hid very quietly. They stayed still, very still, until the noisy monster finally went away. "Phew, that was a super scary adventure," said Stinky Sock. They kept running down the hallway. The hallway was long and bright. It had yellow walls and soft rugs everywhere. But in the middle of the hallway, they met the dust bunnies. The dust bunnies were gray, fluffy, and very, very fast. They zoomed across the floor like tiny, furry clouds. "Don't let them touch you," warned Brillantina. The dust bunnies wanted to make Stinky Sock even dirtier and greener. "Jump over them," shouted Brillantina. So the two socks jumped high in the air like little frogs. Boing, boing, boing. Stinky Sock felt like a real superhero. He was brave, he was strong, he was doing it. Soon they reached the fallen broom bridge. A big wooden broom had fallen across their path. Now it looked like a narrow little bridge. "Careful," said Brillantina. "Look straight ahead and don't fall." The socks balanced carefully, step by step. Wiggle, wobble, but they made it across. At last, they reached the door to the laundry room. The laundry room smelled like fresh lemons and clean soap. It was the nicest smell ever. Inside, there was a mountain of clothes in every color. There were red shirts, green pants, and lots of yellow hats. "Look," said excited Brillantina, "the bubble waterfall." There was a big bucket filled with fluffy white bubbles. The bubbles floated through the air like tiny party balloons. Stinky Sock looked down at himself. He saw his green stains. He remembered his bad smell. He wanted so badly to be clean and beautiful like his sister. "Let's jump in together on 3, said brave Brillantina. Stinky Sock took a deep breath. "Okay," he said. 1, 2, 3, go! Splash! They jumped into the warm blue water. The water was full of pink soap, and it smelled wonderful. Stinky Sock felt the bubbles tickling his tummy. "This is so fun!" he laughed. They swam between soft, fluffy towels. they splished and splashed through the suds. Then they met a friendly little rubber duck. The duck was bright yellow and very kind. "Hello there," quacked the rubber duck. "Let me help." The rubber duck scrubbed Stinky Sock's back with gentle little rubs. Bye-bye green dirt, bye-bye stinky smell. And little by little, the dirt started to wash away. The stinky smell disappeared like magic. The green stains faded. Stinky Sock became whiter and whiter and brighter and brighter. Soon, he looked fresh, soft, and sparkling clean. "I'm clean! I'm clean! I smell amazing!" cheered Stinky Sock. He felt light as a feather. He felt happy. He felt proud. After their bathtub, the two socks went to the enchanted clothesline. The enchanted clothesline was outside near the green garden. The sun was shining brightly in the blue sky. A soft breeze blew gently. The wind made the socks sway back and forth. "I love the breeze on my face," said Stinky Sock happily. Now he smelled like baby powder and pretty flowers. Brillantina smiled beside him. She was so proud of her brother. The two socks swayed together in the sunshine, back and forth, back and forth. It felt like they were dancing to a sleepy little song. When they were dry, Mommy came outside. She picked up both socks together. She saw how clean, white, soft, and fluffy they were. "What a beautiful pair," she said with a smile. She carried them back inside. Then she tucked them safely into the magical blue drawer. That night, the little boy chose his favorite pair of socks. He wore Brillantina and Stinky Sock too. Stinky Sock felt like the happiest hero in the whole world. He had learned something very important. Taking a bath can be a wonderful adventure. Brillantina gave her brother a warm little hug. Now they were the prettiest pair in the whole house. And from that day on, they had many more adventures together. Always clean, always cozy, always smelling lovely, and always side by side. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss any new adventures.